So let's talk about what Josh Silverman, who's the CEO of Etsy, just said at a recent tech conference. And it's very interesting, and it's not something that you should be worried about if you're doing your job on Etsy and you're not messing around. Okay. So basically, they're talking about changes that are going to be happening on the platform and things that they're trying to accomplish this year on Etsy. And the first one, okay, first of all, you're going to hear my cat because he wants to be fed and he's annoying. But anyway, the first one is that they're really focusing on customers and the customer experience, and they want sellers to understand that ranking is not just keywords. And I've been saying this for years. Okay, I don't mind saying I told you so. I'm going to actually link to a video at the end of this. I think it'll be up here that goes over this whole thing. So just watch that if you're not sure what I'm talking about. And if you think that keywords are the only reason that you get found on Etsy, please watch it because that's not true. All right, the ranking factors that actually count in ranking are not just your keywords. That's the first part of it. But then after that, there's so many things that get layered on top. And they're really going to be emphasizing that this year. And they're going to be telling us about it. And he said during the year, they're working hard on this. And let me see what he said exactly. He said it's going to be a bit of a journey, quote unquote, but that we'll see progress this year, that they are going to be telling sellers what our listing quality scores are on a listing level and what our seller quality scores are. And he said that they're going to be transparent about it. So my assumption is that they're going to say, and this is what you can do to improve your listings. That would be great. And if you're someone who's actually paying attention, then that's going to help you improve your listings to rank higher in search. So it's nothing to be worried about. And if you're someone who is already doing the things you're supposed to be doing, like shipping on time and not overcharging for postage and answering customer convos and actually sending good products, then you really don't have anything to worry about. All of the stuff that they're talking about is kind of wrapped up in the Star Seller program. So it's just basic, do your job, do good customer service, provide a good product and that kind of stuff. So it's nothing unusual and it's nothing bizarre. We'll have to wait to see what final shape it takes when Etsy actually rolls this out, and how much information they do give us, we don't know. We'll have to wait to find out because, until they roll it out, nobody really knows. But the other thing that they said that was interesting is that they are working on showing customers things that will increase them buying things, and that they are paying attention to customer signals like favorites and activity on the site and what they search for and what they buy, and that will inform what they show them the next time they come to Etsy. So they're looking at customer engagement in a much more determined, in a much more focused way. And he said that having people on the site favoriting things and interacting with listings and spending time on Etsy is a really good way of how they get data about what types of things to show people, which makes total sense. So one thing you can do is to kind of encourage people to favorite your listings, encourage people to come to your site. Don't be afraid to send people to Etsy to your site. Don't to your shop. I call it a site, but it's a shop. Don't be afraid to send people to Etsy because they want that information, they want that data, and that will help them show your listings to the right people. So yeah, I don't understand people that say, I'm not going to send traffic to Etsy. Okay, don't do that then, that's fine. Let's see what else. And they're looking at reliability and convenience. Reliability and convenience as far as the customer goes, that they want customers to feel that Etsy is reliable, and they want customers to feel that shopping on Etsy is convenient and they're not going to get ripped off. And this goes back to making sure that the sellers are doing their jobs and answering questions and that kind of stuff. But it sounds like we're going to hear about our own scores fairly soon. And it said it's going to be in the seller's dashboard. And we've already seen some sellers have reported seeing a few things that might be part of that. Like some people were saying that they saw some videos, or like they saw a listing pop up in the second listing photo that said, there is no video for this listing, request a video. Okay, that's interesting. And then it went away. But somebody definitely did see that. She commented on my YouTube channel. And so that could be something that they're going to be rolling out. They also have been popping up a survey. When people do a search on Etsy, a survey pops up that says, are these search results quality, or are they good quality? And then they ask you why you say that. So they're gathering information from people, and they've used the word curating a lot in the last few meetings that they've had with people where they're talking about the platform. The other thing that they said is going to be, let's see, I'm reading all my notes that I took from this because there was a lot in here. It's basically what it boils down to is that they want to have Etsy be an entertainment site, not just a shopping site. And that's actually a phrase that Josh used. I know the other thing is that they're going to maybe be restructuring search results to show different formats. Like instead of having just a page of search results, you might see a carousel that has different things. And this might be interesting. You know how a lot of people have said for a while, I wish that they would separate out the digital. I wish they would separate out the POD. I wish they would separate out the handmade. Toward the very end of this, Josh said that they might have carousels with different categories of things. And the ones that he mentioned were artisanal, digital, POD. So they would have their own separate categories. So, whether that actually comes to pass or not, I don't know. But he said they are working very hard on this to figure this out. It's something that they're really focused on. And I think that would be, I think it would definitely be a change in the structure of search results, but I think that's good. So we'll have to see what actually happens because, once they talk about these things, but it can change. They might try it out and it turns out that it makes sales flatten out. And then if they don't like that, they go back to the old way. But it's the kind of thing that if they're talking about it in public and they say that they're working on it, then they are working on it. We just don't know what the final form of it is going to be. But just be aware that we might see quality scores in our dashboards pretty soon. And if you do, pay attention to it. Pay attention to what they tell you. And of course, they're not going to tell us everything, but they are going to tell us definitely some things that might help us to improve the listing quality or our seller quality. Just pay attention to it. Don't be one of these people that comes in a year and a half after they make a change and say, did Etsy change something? That just shows you're not paying attention. So anyway, if you have any questions about this, leave a question, in the questions on this video. Give this video a thumbs up. I just thought this was interesting, but honestly, if you're doing your job now, then you don't really need to worry about this. It's not something to be afraid of, but it is coming and they're going to have some changes. They said they'll be rolling this out, throughout the year. It might happen all at once. I'm not sure. They were talking about doing things in increments or just all at once. So we'll have to wait and see, but it's going to be fun. We'll see what changes. We'll see what happens. Give this video a thumbs up. I will talk to you later.